Has made a lot of different changes at our house, and it's sleeping better. That's one of the first things that you notice, and better elimination. Can't believe I'm saying that, but guys, that is the truth, and that is a problem for a lot of people. The water, it's almost immediate that you notice that change, and it's very, very gentle. And so that is something that people experience when they get started with the water. Just an overall feeling of good well-being. And I want to tell you guys what happened was, and we've got people in here from Antlers and we got some people from Hugo, and when Jim said sometimes people get letters in the mail that say we got, you know, your water, you might not want to be drinking the water. I think that every one of us in this room can identify with that. We get those letters. And what happened when Jim came and showed this to me, guys, the day that he came down and he brought the antioxidant meter, you understand that the higher it goes in the positive, the more oxidizing or aging that is. Well, the Antlers water that day tested at a 660. And Jim was like, oh my gosh, that's like poison. And really and truly, that is not good. And so what happened was, the next day he left, Al and I had our pitcher, and I said, and he was like, you don't drink this water, do you? And I said, well, just 3 pots of coffee a day made with it. That's it. The next day, I started drinking the water instead of the coffee. Guys, I did not get withdrawal headaches. I didn't miss the coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. I mean, it's rare, and when I do, it's a cup, and I end up drinking like half of it. I don't want it. One of the things that you notice with this water is that you will crave the water, and your other cravings that you have that have kind of dominated your life, like maybe the craving I had for coffee and for sugars and sweets and stuff, those cravings will go by the wayside. It will change the way that you crave different foods and stuff. So that has happened with us. I want to tell you real quickly about our dog Becky. Becky had a lump on her hip, and it was about the size of a walnut, and I was like, Al, look at this. I mean, what are we going to do? Did not want to take her to the vet, guys, because she's an older dog. We were afraid that the vet would say, well, we need to do some chemo, or maybe we need to do surgery, and we didn't want to make a choice between the cost of keeping an old dog alive and the dog, basically. And so we hadn't done anything. And then Al said, are you giving her the water? And I hadn't been giving the dog the water. I started giving the dog the water. The dog loves the water, and we've found since then that animals love the water. The dog has drank the water. The dog became more playful. The dog who had horrible bad breath, her breath got much better, and that knot went away. It went away, and it went away in about, and I didn't monitor it, I wish I would have, but it was 3 to 4 weeks, I think, maybe 5 weeks, and the knot was gone. And so we had that, and the other thing that I noticed the other day was, you know how it rained? You guys that have joint pain, you know how when it rains and when the weather changes, you got joint pain? I've had it all my life in my right leg. I don't know why. I've always had pain in my right leg. Sporadic. And I keep a heating pad underneath our bed so that when I wake up in the middle of the night and my hips are hurting me, or my knee, especially my right side, or my ankle are hurting me, I can pull that heating pad out and wrap it around it so that I can go back to sleep, because it aches. It hurts really, really bad. I realized the other day we went through that rainy spell and I had no pain whatsoever. And then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? It has been a long time since I pulled that heating pad out. I haven't needed it. And that's enough, you know, it's just something that people notice and have happen. The other thing that I want to tell you is that last summer I was having hot flashes very, very bad. And I know that I don't want to go on any kind of hormone therapy. I know that I don't. But honestly, last summer I was like, you know what, I might have to. I don't want to, but I might have to. This is pretty bad. You know, and those of you that have experienced that, it's a heat from the inside out. You know, it's not like you can just fan yourself and be over with it. This heat is coming from the inside out with these hot flashes. Very, very, very uncomfortable. I do not have hot flashes, rarely. Now, if I go through a period of time when I don't drink very much water, then I might have a mild hot flash, but not like I was experiencing earlier before the water. And so that is something. Another thing, guys, and some of you that have been friends of mine, you know I swell horribly bad, especially my ankles and my feet. That is something that I have had people many, many times ask me, do you have that disease, elephantitis? Because my ankles would be just swollen big. Well, now I realize, and I never really made the connection before, but now I realize it's because of the food that I was eating, the acidic food. When I would eat sweets and cakes and, you know, just the acidic stuff, it would cause my body to swell. Well, with the water, for one thing, I'm not eating as much of that stuff because I'm not craving it, but it seems to neutralize. I found, and my son is the one who really clued me into this because he has the same issue, I found that it's when I'm eating something that is not that good for me, something acidic, now that I understand what's going on here, I can drink the water with it and I don't experience those results. I don't experience the swelling and stuff. It's just a totally different, I totally believe in it. You can actually take care of yourself. All right, let's talk about the shower head. The other thing is the skin is very, very nice. And with this shower head, I got to tell you the experience with this. I rarely get migraine headaches, but guys, I've gotten them all of my life, and it seems like, luckily, I don't get them that much anymore. But about what, Jim? Was it a month? About a month ago, I was really stressed out trying to get some stuff done, and the phone rang, and it was Jim. And it was just like, and I answered the phone, and the first thing I said is, Jim, I have a migraine. And he goes, did you take a shower? It's like, no, I got too much to do. And he said, Becky, get in the shower. Okay, I'll get in the shower. And so I get in the shower, I take this shower head, and I held it here. And guys, you got to experience the shower. Someone else, I mean, I'm sure other people will tell you, but I can't even tell you how nice it is. Anyway, held it here, held it back here where my head was mostly hurting, and I did it probably for about maybe 2.5 minutes at the most. I got out of that shower, and I no longer had a migraine. So with this, you know, and if you understand ionization, and you understand what he said about how many, 480,000, whatever, negative ions, you can understand this. Guys, no one else has this. No one else has this in the world. And that is why I'm so excited, and I'm excited for you guys to be able to take advantage of these products like my family, including my dog, who loves the water. And she has also had a shower that was very nice for her. So anyway, that's the things I can think of right now. Thank you. Do what?
Dry skin.
Oh, yes. I want everyone to make sure they feel my skin because it's very, very soft, and I do not use lotion. I don't have time for it, and no more dry skin. And that is what you experience when you're using the vitamin C with the shower, and I think also because we're hydrating our body. Thank you.